Welcome to my channel, The Narrator's Note. I am here with a new story of today. This story is one of the most awkward and unexpected experiences I've had in a long time, so get comfy because it's a wild one. It all started when my sister and her 8-year-old son, my nephew, came to visit our old family home for the weekend. Now, this house has been in our family for generations, and like any old house, it has an attic that no one really goes into anymore. However, back when I was in high school, that attic was my secret hideout, a place I would sneak off to with my boyfriend at the time. We used to think it was the perfect hidden spot, away from the prying eyes of my parents. It's actually where we had our first grown-up experience together, and while it felt romantic back then, I never imagined I'd be revisiting those memories in such an awkward way years later. Fast forward to the present day. My nephew, being the curious kid he is, kept asking me about the attic. He wanted to go explore it, convinced there might be hidden treasures or old toys up there. At first, I told him no because it's dusty and filled with old junk, but he was persistent. My sister eventually chimed in, saying, "Oh, let him have a look. He just wants to explore." So I reluctantly agreed. I took him upstairs, opened the creaky attic door, and let him go inside while I stood by, supervising. He was thrilled, rummaging through old boxes and pulling out random items like ancient photo albums and vintage Christmas decorations. Everything seemed fine until he came across this old blanket that was laid out in the corner. My heart skipped a beat when I saw it because I immediately recognized it. It was the blanket, the one from my teenage years, where I shared some intimate moments with my then boyfriend. As he picked it up and started inspecting it, he innocently asked, "Auntie, why is there a blanket up here? Did you sleep here or something?" I was caught off guard and tried to play it cool, laughing nervously as I said, "Oh, I used to hang out up here with friends." I was hoping he would get bored and move on, but no, my little detective kept digging, and that's when things went from awkward to downright mortifying. He discovered a small dusty box hidden underneath where the blanket had been. He pulled it out, opened it, and inside were old love notes from my high school boyfriend. My stomach dropped as he picked one up and started reading it out loud. "Dear, your name. I can't wait to see you tonight. Meet me in the attic after dinner. Love, boyfriend's name." I was absolutely mortified. I rushed over, snatched the note from his hand, and laughed it off, saying, "Oh, those are just some silly old letters from when I was a teenager. Nothing interesting in there." He looked at me with the most curious expression, clearly wondering what these notes were about and why they were hidden in the attic. Trying to distract him, I quickly suggested we head back downstairs and get some ice cream. Thankfully, that did the trick, and he excitedly ran down to the kitchen, leaving me alone in the attic with my racing thoughts. I took a moment to gather myself and quickly stuffed the box deep into another pile of old junk, hoping it would stay hidden for good this time. But of course, the story doesn't end there. Now, every time my nephew comes over, he brings up the attic and asks me questions like, "What else is up there?" Or, "Can we go look for more old letters?" He has no idea what those notes really meant or why I was so flustered, but it's become an inside joke for him, even though it's still a major cringe moment for me. It's hilarious in hindsight because who would have thought that something from my teenage years would come back to haunt me like this? It just goes to show that no matter how much time passes, the past has a way of creeping back up in the most unexpected and embarrassing ways. If there's a lesson here, it's to make sure you've cleaned out any old secrets before inviting family over. So, that's the story of how my nephew stumbled upon my old attic memories. Have you ever had a moment where your past came back to bite you in an awkward way? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more wild story times like this one. Thanks for watching.